Hi all, welcome to my channel, welcome to my world. This is the world of Wayne. Today I'm going to be doing the next 6 stages of the Fanhome release, a build the Fast and Furious Nissan Skyline. And remember, we did the last pack last week, so these are coming thick and fast at the moment, and we had the full bodywork and we started putting some of the neons on the car. By the look of what's in the box today, we are doing some of the glazing today as well, but we've got 6 whole stages, so this is going to be pretty interesting. Looks like we're doing some electrics as well. If you want to get this for yourself, you will have to check it's available in your territory, but I'll put a link in the video description, and there's also that QR code on the screen. But 6 stages, let's do it. Let's get cracking. So stage 63, where it's all going to start, I have got my fluffy mat ready because I think we're going to be turning that bodywork over quite a lot today. And as you can see, we do have this window here. Now it says we will place the rear window on the body and attach the LED lights wires 11 and 12 to the trunk tray. So I am going to have to get some wires for my wiring loom, but that's looking just like that. So here is stage 63. Now I always keep all of my builds in storage boxes. Today I haven't bought out the storage box because if you remember in the last stage, I actually kept the wiring loom with the car. So it means I hopefully don't need to go in it today, but we're going to find that out together. But as I said, I have got my fluffy mat here because I'm about to put this bodywork down and flip this over. Because we are dealing with bodywork today, I have zoomed out some of my cameras here. Right. First thing we're going to do is these LED wires that we've got here, we are going to be routing these around this section here. So they're going to come out of the side of the vehicle here. So I'm going to need to put some tape here and here. So then these are going to be coming out of this side. So remember, they did provide tape for us in the last stages. And I'm just going to be putting tape in here. It's going to keep this in. Do the same on the other side. And there you go. That's how that looks. Turn this over. And we're going to be putting 4 strips around the edge of this window here. Now they come on a form like this. And there we go. That's the first one. I'll repeat that all the way around. Once that's done, just take the adhesive backing off all of these. Grab the window glass. I do like how you've got the heated elements in there. Can you see that? I'm going to be putting the tabs in first at the bottom. 1 and 2. And then when I push this into place, they're going to come out the bottom. And the top is going to be stuck to that adhesive tape. Just like this. Now I've got some window fasteners to put in from the other side. Look like this. These aren't screws. These are just pins. Turn this over. And the pins are going to go into the holes, probably going to need my tweezers here, into the side here. So you can put it in a little way, and I'll use the flat end of my tweezers to get that all the way through. It's one that side and one that side. So that window is now not coming out. That's all there is to do in that stage. So, stage 64, here's the magazine, and we are going to be doing now the windscreen, which this one, no stickers this time, we're actually going to be putting this into place and screwing this down, so this is going to be a very quick stage. Here is that windscreen, and I have brought the car back up, so this time this is just going to go in here and sit onto the lugs just there and there. Now that's going to be held in with CM screws down the bottom. So one there. And one on the other side. Bring my mat up again. Turn this over. And in the 2 that we can see just here and here, AM screws. So the glazing is now in the car. Just tighten them up. And there we go. With that in, that's all there is to do in that stage. They were very quick stages off the bat. So, stage 65. Here's the magazine. This time we're going to be starting the left inner panel here. So we're going to be putting this together. It looks like we're taking some electrics out and putting this into the inner panel. And then we're going to be attaching this to the inside of the door. Like that. This is a very big piece, this is. So let's get this out. And then bringing over the wiring loom, which I've got here, I need to be removing numbers 1, 3 and 5. And there you go, that's those wires all there. So it's going to be wire 1 that I want first. Bringing over this frame, looking like this, I'm going to be putting this light strip in between the notches that I can see just here. So on that side and on this side. But I do want them to be uniform. So I'm going to have an equal length coming out of each side. And there we go. That's in just like that. I'm just going to fold them over so that's not going to go anywhere. But to hold that in, I am going to be putting some tape on this. So eventually all of these wires are going to go off in this direction here. Now I want that cob light to sit flat in mine, so I am just gluing that into place so it is flat. While I'm waiting for that to dry, I need lead number 3. And on this side here, I'm going to be putting the red lead through this hole and that little bit of paper, and the black lead through this hole. So probably best on the top camera, but what I'm trying to do is get this next light to be sitting equal distance into that area just there. And then what I'll do is, once I'm happy with that, I will fold this in on each side. And then I'll use tape to hold that in. Okay, there we go. That one's perfect in there. Just take these off now. I just think that looks much better sitting in there flat. Now once again, we do want these cables coming off in this direction over here. So I'm just going to put some tape in to ensure that happens. And then the last cables we've got, again, the red going through the top, are going to be doing exactly the same thing over this side. And then the black through this side. Once again, I'm looking to keep this equal distance between each one. That looks perfect there. I'm holding it with my fingers so I can bend these over. One there and one there. And again, some tape to hold that in. So that's nice and tight in there as well. And then once again, all of these wires are going off in the same direction. So I do want to train this so it's coming to this top left up here. So what I'm ensuring is I've batched all of these wires together, and I'm just going to put some tape in now so that they are going off in this direction up here. Okay, I'm going to be putting this into the inside of the car. So let's bring up my fluffy mat, bring the car over here. Hopefully you can see that. And I'm going to be putting this into here, making sure the wires do come out of the side there. So it's actually going to line up with the lugs here and here. Pretty much how it's going to sit in. So, first off, CM screws in those 2 holes there. Now before I tighten this last one up, I just want to ensure that all the wires aren't in front of the mirror here, in the window. They're actually coming out into a little cavity there, as you can see. So I can tighten this one up. Now you will see, just down the front here, we've got another screw just to go in there. CM screw again. And that's perfect. That's going to hold that whole panel into place there. Now we've got these AAM screws, and that's just going to go into the hole just at the back here. There you go, that's that panel in place. And then I'm just going to tidy the wires up just here. Now there will be some headlining going into here to hide a lot of this. And they're actually, just for the minute, passing all of these wires out the window here. This corner light window. I suppose it does keep everything in the same place. There's two more parts just to put in here, and these are these little handholds, if you like. One's just going to go in here. There is a way round that they go, and then one's just going to go in the other side here. And there you go. With those in place, that's all there is to do in that stage. That was a big old stage. Okay, stage 66. Here's the instructions. And this time we've got the right inner panel. So it looks like we're doing exactly the same thing, just on the other side now. So let's do that. This time I'm going to whiz through it. So what I'll do is I'm already going to put the lights in. This time we're going to be needing lights 2, 4 and 6. So got my wiring loom, let's get them out. There's 2, there's 4, there's 6. I'll get ahead of myself this time and just put this part in first, just the handle. Once again I want cable 2 first, which is going to go along this window edge here. Again, I'm just going to get it so that it's equal distance each side. And that one's sitting flat on its own. I don't have to glue that one. Okay, cool. Cable 4 is going in this side here. And once again, just get this equal distance on here. And then fold these in the inside. So that's on. Bit of tape behind there. This one's slightly different because, let's pull this through. They want all of this to be going in the direction of the wheel arch here. I'm going to put them in, make sure that's tight. And these are going to be going the same way as well. They're going to go down here. And then finally, the last light, number 6, is going to go into these points here. So, as you can see here, I've bundled all the wires, so they're coming out the bottom there. But this time, we're going to be doing something slightly different. We're going to be getting out wire 10. I've got that here, and you can see we've got 2 LEDs on this. Now what I'm going to do is I've got some dials to put in to these points just here. Now they have got like a keyhole pattern, so they can only go in one way. Now they do hold themselves in, but this is where I'm going to be putting the LED lights here. So one in here. I want to put it in such a way that the flat side is perpendicular to the frame here, because I am going to be bending these down just like this. Perfect. And then this is going to be traced along the top. Now I do want to put a little bit of tape just over them to stop that coming off. And so this lead once again can come out with all the other leads. And when that's done, that should look like that. And that's all there is to do in that stage. So in stage 67, here's the magazine. Looking just like this. And this time we're going to be working on the rear view mirror and the floor lights. So we've got the mirror here. We're taking some more lights out on a look at this here. And we're going to be putting this into the floor pan. So loads of lights. It's going to look like a Christmas tree when this is finished. So here's the parts for stage 67 here. Only some small ones for this rear view mirror. And the first thing I'm going to want to do is take the back of the rear view mirror, and I'm going to be putting this ball joint in just like that there. Then I'm going to be putting the front on. Actually, that's the front. This is the back, to clamp that ball joint into place. So that can move around now. And I'm holding that in with MP screws. Got them here, very tiny screws, these ones. Screw these in. 1 and 2. And then I'm just going to be taking the adhesive off the back here, trying to leave the clear tape on the front. And that'll be the last thing that I take off in the vehicle. And just put this into here, which is going to hide those screws. Excellent. So that's the rear view mirror completed. Now we're about to put lights back in. So we do have these parts here, which we've now got to keep safe. Put that to one side. Now I need lights 14 and 15, which are here. And I also need the floor pan, which looks like that, if you remember. So wire 14 is going to go through the 2 holes at the top side, hopefully you can see this, of these tanks. So exactly like what we've been doing for those sides of the door. Probably best on the top camera. Again, I want to keep these equal distance, just like this. Fold that down underneath. And we're going to have some adhesive to keep this in. Obviously, we haven't put the dashboard in yet, just so you know. I've only put this in just to keep it tidy. Right, the next one we've got to put in, they want us to move the driver's seat to get this in, which is a bit of a pain, really, because it does mean we've got to take off the 4 screws here to get this driver's seat out. Probably the best way to do this. I'm just moving it slightly out of the way. I'm not taking it out completely because obviously the belts are in there, but it does give me room to put this in. I find the hardest thing about this is to get these paper bits through. And you do want to get them through because they're going to be a pain trying to figure out what numbers they are otherwise. So when we got that in, again, some tape just to hold that into place. And then I can put this seat back in. Now at this moment in time, it's pretty much unknown how we're routing all of these wires down here. So I guess we're going to find out that later. Looking at this, I'm guessing they're going to go out the side just for now. But going to be interesting to figure that one out. But that's all there is to do in that stage. So, last stage, I think we're moving away from everything now. And I think we're heading towards the roof lining of the car. Which we are, looking like that. Again, we're going to be taking out a wire here. It looks like it's going to be wire 9, is that? Putting the wing mirror in, putting the rear view mirror in, putting the light in just like this, and then putting that into place. We're not actually putting that into the car yet. So here is that headliner, and here is wire 9. What I'm going to do first, however, is put the rear view mirror in. It's going to go in this way like that, obviously pointing towards the back, and it's held in with an RP screw. This is a flange screw here, and screw that in from the other side here. There you go, that's in place. I'm then going to put it around this way, not putting any pressure on that, because I've got some lights to put in, and this time I've got the lights going to be sitting into this cavity just here. And they push in. Now I'm just trying to figure out which way they go. They go with the lip behind that joint there. Put this one in as well. And I want to seat it in such a way that the wire is going to be flat in there, like that. Now it is funny because in the instructions, they want me to put some adhesive on this to stop these going anywhere. They want this lead to be going off in this direction over here. Now remember, we've still got these lights here, but they haven't asked us to put them in yet, so I'm not going to do that. But that is all there is to do in that stage. That's all there is to do in that pack. Very enjoyable. I'm surprised we haven't had to put this side in yet. It's probably going to have something to do with wiring wire looms and putting things all over the place. But I am going to put the car back together, and I am going to try and power it on as well. So let's see what we got. So I have lit some things up, and you're going to see that in the thumbnail, but I'm telling you what, this is going to need some serious wire tidy. I can see wires being all over this. No idea how they want to route these through. We're going to figure that one out later, but you will have to check if this is available. I've put a link in the video description. There's also that QR code on the screen, but I really hope you like that video. If you did, please remember to give me a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed already, please remember to subscribe. Other than that, take care.